Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Now I got asked, what do you do when you need to make a pom-pom blanket where your base and your pom-poms are the same colour? Where do you cut? How far down do you cut? And how do you avoid cutting all the way through your base and having a very thin base? So what you need to do first is put your base on. So I'm doing just your regular square and I've got 5 rounds with 4 balls of wool. So just do your regular base first. Now once you've done your base, what you need to get yourself is a ball of bright coloured wool. Now I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. Tie your ball of wool round your frame like this here. Now what we're going to do is, these are your tying off points once you've put your pom-poms on. We need to split it. This red is going to be in the way and all you need to do is pull this red up like that and it's going to separate your base from your top. I'll show you that in a few minutes once I've got my top on. Now all you need to do is I'm going to zoom back out again. All you need to do is wind your wool around your frame like this. Just wind it around. You can see underneath there. So then you go to this next section, like that, and then go underneath your frame again, and then wind it around that one. So I'm going to wind it around my whole frame like this. And I'll be back once I've got that part done. So once we've got our whole frame with your wool, I'm going to zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. So once you've got your wool up and down this way, avoid these parts, you're only splitting this square here. Now what you need to do is, I'm just going to go around this nail, it's not getting in the way of anything, this nail here, and I'm going to wrap my wool around this way to make a square. So it's not going to mess around with your tying in square. And it doesn't matter if this gets tied in, I'm just going to cut it off anyway because it's just a scrap piece of wool. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to wrap it around this way. So once I've got that wound around, I'll be back and I'll show you what we've done. What we've done is, we've just made ourselves a little grid. So now that we've got this done, I've done the whole board with it. I've just wrapped it around. Round my loom that way and wrapped it around that way, all the way around the back and up to the front, just to make sure that we've got it sectioned off like this. So this is my base layer and this red is going to separate my base from my pom-pom top. You'll see what I'm talking about when I come back, when I've got my pom-pom parts done. Now I've got my 5 layers on the top for making my pom-poms, and you can see your red underneath here. Now when I tie the pom-poms, I'm going to tie right through on these sections, missing out the red in here. So once I've tied it off, all you need to do is, you just pull the red sections up and it splits. As you can see, it shows you exactly where to cut for your pom-poms. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to tie these in the traditional manner, what you normally do for your pom-poms. I'm going to tie all this in as I normally do, and I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. So here we are with my little loom all tied in. I'm going to zoom in so you can see what I've done. So I've zoomed in so you can see a little bit better. Now you can see where the red is separating off your base from the top. Now all you need to do is carefully just put your scissors through and cut where you normally would. Just be careful you don't cut that red wool. So that's why it's best to use a nice bright colour of wool. And that shows you exactly where to cut and how deep down to cut. So I'm going to cut this way. I'm going to cut a pom-pom out. And you just follow this all the way around your blanket. So make sure that you use a nice bright colour. You can use wire if you want, and that way you can reuse your wire. But I've just used a little scrap piece of wool. Now as you can see, I've cut quite a few of my pom-poms this way. You can see the red wool that I've been using to separate these areas. I'm going to move that down over here a little bit. So it's very easy now to use this red wool as your guide. You still got to cut the centre of your wool to make your pom-poms. So this is going to show us where in a same colour pom-pom blanket where the pom-poms and the base are the same colour, to where to cut it. Now you just need to try and not cut through your red. Don't worry too much if you do cut through your red. So don't worry about that. So I'll move it along here a bit and we'll cut it here. Now you just continue around your whole blanket doing this and using this red or whatever bright colour you've used as your guide just to separate it. It will all come away once they're all cut. As you can see, it will just come away. This is how the easiest way to make your little pom-poms the same colour as your base, and you're not cutting through too much of your base material, of your base wool. So I'll move it along a little bit. I'm going to go this way this time. And once you've finished all this, you just cut it off the frame the same way you would cut a normal pom-pom blanket off. So that's another one done. These will all fluff up. So I made sure I used double wool so that if there's any accidents and I accidentally snip through any of this, then it'll be fine because there's two parts of it. Don't worry if you do snip through some of it. Don't touch it, just leave it and just continue to cut out your pom-poms. Now these will look much better once they've all been fluffed up because they're still attached to the frame. Now all you need to do now is, I just use scrap wool, so I'm just going to cut right through this just to cut it off. So just snip all around it. So there we go, that's that out of the way. Now all I need to do now is just snip here, and this is going to free my blanket up off the frame. So just snip between your nails, and that's going to give you your frill, like that. So I'm going to work my way around the frame and then I will show you that. Now what to do is, don't cut your corners off, leave your corners until the end. because your corners are going to hold the tension slightly in your blanket until you get there. So cut along the sides first. Don't cut the corners last. There we go. Now it should come off. Might have the odd extra piece just not snipped through. And there we go. So I'm just going to put that down on the floor. And there we are. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. Now once that's all fluffed up, and there you are, that's your little blanket done, where it's the same colour on the top as it is on the bottom. And that way, using that method I showed you, it's going to enable you to keep your nice deep base. And that's it. So that's our little pom-pom blanket. It just needs a good fluffing, this one. So I'm going to use this size for a cushion. I'm going to make a cushion with it. So I hope you enjoyed that little tip on using a different coloured wool to separate your base from your top when you're doing a same coloured pom-pom blanket. Now, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Thank you to everybody who has taken a few extra minutes to subscribe to my channel. I really do appreciate it. If you have any comments or any questions, then just leave a comment in the comments box. You can also come and join us on our Facebook page called Crafty Twins. So I'd be delighted to see you there. So for now, take care and I'll see you for the next tutorial. Goodbye.